So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazy Cat Lady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose. Okay. Hi everybody, I might have Solly and a toy doing more Kombat if I feel up to it, but before this or after this or whatever. But this was a really good movie. This was a really good movie. I was really hoping that it is good because we don't get that many good video games out there. I mean, the last ones I think are good are Pokemon, Detective Pikachu, and Sonic. Those are the two I think are good. But it was time for like one of the older ones who, let's be frank, the one that we used to think that was a good one was the first Mortal Kombat movie that came out in 1997. Back when I was 8 years old. So let me tell you a history about my history about this game series, which isn't very much. See, my parents were very strict about what kind of games we played, and since back then ratings were still coming into effect, we were not allowed to play this game. Really, I had to sneak into arcades and play the game and play it that way. And I don't remember much of the characters' names. And I do remember Sonya, Ling Chao, King Kane, Lee King, Raiden, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Malcrib, and Jax, and Gorgon. I think those are the ones who were characters when I was a kid. So I think all these other ones weren't really ones that I saw in the movie. And I think Johnny Cage was in it too. Was in the game too, because yeah, he was in the original game, the original movie. So yeah. So those are the characters I remembered from the games, and that's basically it. And I do remember the song Mortal Kombat! I remember that song so much. It's like I would always have to listen to that song a lot before we watched the movie. But and I did like Fatality, Flawless Victory. I did like those, and I did like a lot of the blood in it too. And so yeah, and I did like all the deaths after you beat the person you're fighting were so creative. So yeah. So let's get on to this movie. And spoilers ahead. And remember, now it's been a while since I played the game, so I may not remember every character in this game. I mean, I might reference back to the old movie, and it has nothing against this movie at all, okay? It would tell me, remember the characters in this movie. So, Scorpion, I'm just going to call him Scorpion here, because that's who he is. I'm not going to call him his in-character name that he was in this movie, okay? Because him and Sub-Zero had Japanese and Chinese names, because that's what they represent in this movie. Um, Scorpion's Chinese, and Sub-Zero is Japan. So, and they both speak in those languages. And I think, like, both of them are two, represent two different cultures. Like, one, I think, Scorpion style of fighting is supposed to be, like, the samurai fighting style, and, Sub-Zero's, like, Sub-Zero's style is, like, a ninja. So, yeah. Even though I always thought their style was the same back when I played it, but maybe it has changed in the last years. So what do I know? So if any of you Mortal Kombat fans want to correct me about this history, you're welcome to. I'm not gonna get mad at you. Okay? Just hopefully you just don't do it. I'll be nice to you about it as long as you don't be a jerk about it. Okay? So, but anyway, Scorpion is having, it's like with his family. He has probably like a 5-year-old son and a wife, and he has a baby daughter. And sadly, his wife and his son both get murdered by Sub-Zero. And he tries to save his daughter, but he's unable to because he gets really injured and kind of dies. But they do bring him back in later on in this movie, so I'm kind of happy. I was disappointed that they killed him. It was kind of like how some people complain that him and Sub-Zero were in the two movies before this at all. Really, they were just taken down to being minions. But really, Sub-Zero is still a minion, but not really, because he and Scorpion are able to have a fight and stuff like that. And the character in this movie that's not a character in the games, I know this because he looks like one of those characters you insert here for the player to play as in video games when you like have an adventure game instead of a fighting game. I mean, he feels like that type of character, and his name is Cole Young, and he is Scorpion's descendant. So yeah, because Raiden goes in there and rescues his daughter and takes him back to his like cave, so make sure the line continues on. And so like present day, because it's took back during the 1600s, and so present day, Cole Young is a boxer or a fighter. Let's go with fighter, and not very good at it because he's not as good as his wife doesn't even want to watch him fight anymore, and so he loses the fight that he's in. He's at so he goes to a restaurant with his family. He has a daughter, which I find it weird that that he's a chosen one, but his daughter ain't. So yeah, his daughter is supposed to be continued by his lineage. Does that mean that his daughter is not supposed to be not chosen too? It's because she's too young? I don't know. So it's like an age limit when you become a chosen one. I don't know. But Sub-Zero tries to attack the family at a restaurant, and Jax, who looks a lot better in this game in this movie than he did in Annihilation. A lot better. And we learn here how Jax loses both his arms, and how they end up having to be used to have how they become robotic. So yeah, because Sub-Zero breaks them off by freezing them. So he basically gets frostbite, and crack, and comes off. So yeah, and so Cody Cole goes and sees Sonya, and this other character who's in it, don't remember him from the game, so see if you can find him on here, because since I'm not played the game in a while. Ko, he was in the first game too, the first movie too. Looks like, I'm the one that came out as a kid, but he wasn't in it for very long. But in this movie, he does cuss a lot. He cusses a lot, and they kind of allude you that he's part of the good guys for a little while, but the way he talks to Sonya in this movie, you kind of figure that he's not. And so Reptile attacks these guys, and Reptile looks a lot better in this. So Reptile is basically a Komodo dragon mixed with a chameleon, because he is able to turn invisible, which is basically him blending in with the backgrounds like chameleons do, and yet he has acid breath like Komodo dragons do. So if anyone wants to correct me if that's what he is like now in the games, let me know. But because I know he was Annihilation. He might have been in the one back in 97. I don't know. Tell me. I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched those movies. But he attacks them, and the way that he dies here, hard to remember their names. Kano, tears out his heart, basically. So yeah, and that was a pretty good fight, I think. And this is where we meet we meet some of the bad guys here. So let me see if we can remember all the ones that they used by looking at all this. Chain is the one that was played by the surfer guy from Johnny Tsunami, his uncle. Last time here, it's played by the guy from Dark Knight, the one that Joker was after. So Shane was here, and we see Gorgon later on, and but he also has Sub-Zero's here. A lot of these characters here are after my time period of watching this. So let me see. I think Jaden is here, and let me know if so I'm looking at the characters' names of the game right here. Zykus. I'll just put some the characters' pictures on here. Even if it looks familiar, put their name right under it and let me know if I'm wrong or not. So yeah, and they all decide to pick who they're gonna fight, and so Sonya and KO and Cole go to the desert, and Li Shang. I'm happy Raiden wears his hat in this movie, because in the old movie he didn't. I'm sorry, I have to compare this to the old movie. It's really hard not to. But he doesn't do much in this movie at all, because he makes it very, very clear that he's not allowed to interfere, because this is not really a Mortal Kombat, and this is not really a tournament. This is more of a this is what mostly happens before the tournament happens, because Shane wants to change the rules and come after the fighters before the tournament even starts. So yeah, and destroy them that way. So they're still fighting in this movie. So yeah, but this is not a tournament. So and they end up the bad guys basically come in, try to fight them. Raiden blocks them with lightning, and both Cole and Kano both had to learn their powers. And Kano, while they're eating dinner, learns that gets really mad, and that's when his laser comes out and tries to, almost hits um, Li Kang. While they're trying to get him mad. So, and we see Ajax too, and we see him getting his new robot stuff, and he doesn't really get like the real robot's arms until like later, because I guess it's like supposed to be his power. Oh yeah, and everybody has a mark to show that they're chosen one separate uh Sonya. She's the one that doesn't have a mark. And the mark is like the title is like the dragon from the game that we see on top of the title screen. So that's right above the Mortal Kombat name. So we see they escape and get in by having the robot guy let me see if I can find his name on here. Um, Shizax. That's the only one that looks similar to him on here. So, and he like tricks Kanyo to join their team, and because Sonya was gonna give him like a lot of money, but she pretty much lies to it about it, and so he helps them like get in, and so they can fight, and the hat guy K Lone has but ends up getting his soul taken out of him by Shane, and while Lee King is fighting the robot guy, and Kano is like drops a rock on Sonya, and also this is when Gorgon attacks Cole, because he gets sent back home, because unlike Kano, he hasn't shown his powers yet. So while he's fighting Gorgon, which was a pretty good fight, we see him get his power, which is like mostly like a bunch of like powders. It was like a robot, like a gold stuff, and he's like fighting him that way, and he does beat him. But I like the fact that Gorgon looks really good here. It's like the last time we saw Gorgon in a movie, he was an animatronic. This new CGI thing is pretty good. I will always hold that animatronic and close pretty good in my heart, because it's even nowadays, it's one of the few things in that old movie that somewhat holds up still, because animatronics are really hard to not make them not hold up. So yeah, but this looks pretty. This is pretty good of Gorgon here, and I like the fact that we see him break one of Gorgon's forearms, and he like has to like put it back into place with one of his other arms. So so yeah, so. And we also hear like flawless victory in this part 2, and but hear that phrase. So when Cole gets back, he knows like everybody's gone, like the bad guys are gone, and they come up with an idea how to beat the guys. And Sonya goes after Kano, and Lee goes after the robot guy, and they both beat those groups pretty good. And he was gonna say they're all gonna go after Sub-Zero, but Sub-Zero captures his family, and this is when Scorpion shows up and helps Cole take down Sub-Zero, and we get to hear that line that's from the original where Scorpion says, "Get over here!" and it was pretty good. I mean, it was in the trailer, but I thought it was like one of those clips that were not going to be in the movie. That's just in the trailers, because since the character only speaks Chinese, and yet he says this one line in English, like, what? And he's talking to Cole in Chinese, and somehow Cole's able to understand him? Does Cole knows Chinese? What? I know that they're related, but still, that does not mean just because you're related and your ancestors speaking another language does not mean you automatically can understand him. That doesn't make any sense. But the fight is still good. I loved it. And Shane tells them, you may have defeated my fighters, but this ain't over. I'm gonna go get some more fighters who are on my side, and we're gonna continue this fight to Raiden. And this is when Cole returns to his job and tells him, "I'm going to Hollywood," and he's gonna go find Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash was kind of I was kind of missing him in this movie, because I did like him, his glasses, and this he's like one of the characters in the games that was like as a normal person. He was just an actor that knew how to fight. And that's what I remember from the games. So, yep. So what do I think about this movie now that I had described the history to you guys? Though the credits did have the song was having like a different version of Mortal Kombat playing. I was missing that song during this movie a lot. I wanted to play over over like some of the fights like it did in the other ones, but I guess it was not like really meant for this movie, because it's hard R. It was kind of hard to believe that there was a family right behind me. I swear one of them was 5 years old. So, and yeah, so I liked it. I would say it's like in between. If I had to no way this movie is going to be bad as Annihilation. No way. And it's not. I would not like some of the impact, like some bits better than the original 1997 one, and some of it's not. Like, the fighting's a lot better, yes. The characters are not, because Cole kind of gets over-guided of the characters from the game. Like, overutilizes, and this character is not in the games. He is not supposed to be the character we should be following. We should be following one of the characters from the games, like Sonya or Lee, because in the first movies, Lee was the one we followed into the movie, because he lost his brother to Shane in that movie, and yet we do see that here, because they made one of the characters related to him, so he loses his soul to Shane. So yeah, they kind of repeat part of the story from the very first movie. here, and it's kind of weird that we even get to see Lee wanting to get mad at Shang like he did in that movie. And so yeah, I just really wish that the main characters just won the characters from the game, not some nobody. I mean, Cole is a cool guy, but he's not these characters, okay? I like the fact that he's related to one of them, Scorpion, but he is not one of the characters, okay? Okay? So, and that makes the movie not really that rule when you come and put a new character into that's on the games. You had so many choices to put here as your main character, and you don't do it. You could have made Scorpion's kid somebody else. Like, maybe you could have made Ermac, probably, because Ermac was like April Fool's joke that actually came part of the game, I remembered. So they could have made them related. They look a lot alike. So why not just do that? But no! They didn't! So they had to bring this new character, and the power that he has is not really anything like Scorpion's, okay? I mean, they could have made him where he's able to burn stuff too, but he doesn't. So, I mean, I do like the fighting in this movie was really good. So, I don't know. I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. So, that's all I would give it. So, I'll see you guys later. Like, share, and subscribe. And, yes, go and see this movie. Just ignore... If you're a fan of the games, you probably will love this movie. You probably will. And if you're a person who has not played these games in a while, you would love this movie too, like I do. So I'm gonna go and record something for to have a little fighting with Solly with one of my toys, and do that. So yeah. I'll see you guys later. Like, share, and subscribe, and goodbye.
Mortal Kombat! Oh, it's victory! I beat Batman! Fatality! Scratch! Yep, so like, share, and subscribe, guys, and that is the fight I beat Batman! Hope you guys like this movie, hope you like the review in this movie. And remember, more